in this video, we'll do the experiment to measure the consistency of different type of grease. And we already know that there's three components to make a grease, which is the lube oil, and to add the consistency, that is the thickener, and also to give a desirable property, that is different type of additives. And for the lube oil, almost the same as lubricating oil, and in the grease. But for the thickener, there's different type of thickener, and we already talked about that in the lecture. And some simple metal soap, and complex metal soap, and non-soap thickener. And to the test result, the best grease now is the complex soap thickener. What's the difference between simple soap thickener and complex soap thickener? We already talked about in the lecture class, and it's related to its chemical structure. And the soap thickener, or the soap thickener, and has two components. One is the metal part, one is the hydrocarbon tails. And different type of metals and give different type of complex soap thickener, like lithium complex, and calcium complex, and they all have different performance. And let's have a look at this. This is the white grease we have. It's called multi-purpose super white grease. And let me see. Oh, it said lithium base, and I don't know, is the single metal thickener, or is the complex soap thickener. But it also just said lithium one. We know there's lithium in the grease. And what I needed to do is how we measure. Oh, I forget about to do some short introduction about how to measure the consistency of different type of grease. When you feel it, you can see, oh, some are soft, some are hard. But to make sure we have a value to indicate softness, and we need a measurement. And to measure the consistency of different type of grease, the method called core penetration, and we already introduced in the lecture. And core penetration, and if you drop something here, depends on the softness of the grease. If it's relatively hard, and something drop in will sink less deep than the one that is more harder. That's the principle of core penetration. The deeper of the core penetrate, and the more softer of the grease. And based on the penetration range, and they classify the grease into different category. It's from 000 to 6, from the softness to the hardness. Okay, so what I needed to do now is transfer this grease into the grease worker cup, and then I will use the penetrometer to measure the penetration depth and to determine the grade of the grease. Okay, it's like when you cooking, make a cake. I try to as clean as possible. And in this experiment, we will do the penetration measurement of the grease the original grease taken from the can, and also we will use the grease worker to work on the grease, and then we will measure the penetration depth again, and we will see what will be the working effect on the grease consistency. If you already have the experience work with grease, you probably know and the consistent before and after the grease has been worked on. Okay, try to make as flat as possible of the surface. Okay, I think I did a pretty good job. Ah, no. I wiped some off. Add a little bit more and flat because I wiped some off. You might need to repeat this process several times to get a perfect flat surface. Okay, now this time I will be more careful. Make sure I don't touch the inside of the cup. Okay, all done, and you can have a look at this perfect flat surface. And in the next video I will show you how to use the penetrometer and to do the consistency measurement. Okay.